Next park of this trip was Europa Park, and I absolutely loved this park. It is incredible. One of the best parks that I've ever been to. And yeah, this is going to be a top 20 of my rides there, because this park has so many good rides, so I had to make this a bigger list than the other ones. Before we go into the list, I want to give one honorable mention because there is this one ride that was close to the other ones and almost tied with the bottom spots. This is a Mack Rides Madhouse, and this is rare to be built by Mack. It's usually Vekoma that build these. And I have to say, this is not the worst one, but it is certainly not the best one. I will say most that I've written is better than this one, but I do really like these kind of rides here. One thing that I have to complain about this is I like special effects, but keep those special effects away from my ass. That is not nice. There's an effect that is meant to be rats crowning under your ass, and that just doesn't feel great. So at number 20, we have what is probably my biggest disappointment of this park, Voltarium. So the thing is, I really like flying theaters, but this one didn't feel realistic like the other ones. It was not that good. I would say it gets points for the storyline, the theming, the amazing queue line. It actually has the best queue line in the park in my opinion, and that says a whole lot because all the queue lines here are amazing. But I still do prefer the other two flying theaters by quite a lot. At number 19 we have Pegasus. This might seem really low to someone, but I actually really like this coaster. There's nothing wrong with it. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's just a family coaster for the younger kids to get into more thrilling coasters, and it does a great job with that. It has some decent floater airtime moments. It has some decent positive moments. It's a short ride, but it's smooth. It's just with a park with this many good rides, this falls towards the bottom for me. At number 18, we have Schweizerbobbahn. This is a Mack Rides bobsled coaster, and this is the weakest one that I've done. But that doesn't say a whole lot because I really like these coasters. This one is good, but it's just so short and it feels like it stops before it's really getting started. However, the theming here is absolutely incredible. Number 17, I have Atlantica Super Splash. This is a really good fun water coaster from Mack Rides. The first drop that's backwards is actually my highlight of this ride. It is really fun and gives some good tickling at your stomach. Also, I like the unique setup with these turntables. And the main drop and airtime hill isn't the best, but this is a really fun and unique coaster. At number 16, we have Alpen Express. So this is actually one of my favorite powered coasters. And I would say in terms of forces, it is one of the weakest ones, but this one is so heavily themed. Even the outdoor section is really well themed, but the indoor section here is beautiful. You're inside with some beautiful lights, some beautiful animatronics, and also the wild Wasserbahn sailing below you. It's just amazing. At number 15, I have Madame Feidunreich or something like that. I have no clue, but this was a dark ride themed to a grandmother and her dinosaurs. Really interesting theming, but it was I would say average quality dark ride. I really liked it. Next up, we have the park's Wild Mouse coaster, Matterhorn Blitz. This is one of the best Mack Wild Mouses that I've been on. The layout is the same as Extreme Racers in Legoland Billund, but this one is super well themed, plus it have an elevator lift hill. And my good friend Nick from Northern Rides says that this was weak doing his rides and much weaker than Extreme Racers. I feel the exactly opposite way. I feel like this is stronger than Extreme Racers, so this might run inconsistent. Number 13, we have a great log flume called Tiroler Wasserbahn. I thought this was one of the better log flumes that I've ridden for sure. They have two drops, one of them actually giving a slight pop of airtime, the first one. I didn't expect that, but that was fun. Then it had a great dark ride section and finished up with the biggest drop of a ride. Good, classic, great log flume. Number 12, we have Euromir. This was a disappointment for me. I did expect this to be great, and I did expect this to be intense, and it was intense, but it wasn't great. It was really uncomfortable and shaky in the entire second half, and I was turning backwards for both my rides for the most of the ride. And therefore this just wasn't enjoyable, but I really liked it for the atmosphere, the theming, and it has a really intense helix and really intense transition into the brakes. And also I love the view going from the switchbacks up at the top. This is one of the best views you can get from this park. So it has some qualities, but it definitely also has some negatives. Next up we have Poseidon. I really like this coaster. The theming is great and it's a beautiful ride. The ride is shaky, but it isn't really a problem for me. I can still look past that and enjoy this amazing coaster. In terms of layout, I would say the likes of Scattering at Euromir is a little stronger, however I much prefer Poseidon for the overall experience. Let's kick off the top 10 with a really underrated ride here. Atlantis Adventure is an incredible dark ride in my opinion. It's a shooting dark ride, and normally I'm not that big of a fan of shooting dark rides, but this is a beautiful ride. It's well themed. It's not too themed for the shooting, but it's just perfect for me. Yeah, I really like this coaster. Definitely give it a shot when you visit Europa Park. Next up, I have another great dark ride, Snowrituren. This is one of the newest rides at this park, and this is a great themed dark ride. It finished up in a really unique way with a, yeah, you can skip 10 seconds if you don't want to hear it, but a little simulator screen where you go into a track and the track actually moves. That part isn't the greatest, but it's still unique and I love this ride overall. Number 8 spot we have Geisterslush. I've heard people compare this ride to Haunted Mansion at Disney, and if that comparison is true, then I can see why people love Haunted Mansion this much, because this ride is incredible. It's definitely one of the better dark rides that I've ridden. I thought the effects in there is amazing. There's so much happening in there and so many creepy effects, and this is just an overall fantastic dark ride. At number 7 spot we have Fjord Rafting. This is one of the best rafting rides I've ever been on. This is amazing. It just had the complete package with some great wave sections, some good speed sections, some good interaction with the boats, and amazing theming. One of the best themed rapids that I've been on also. This is just the perfect rapids ride if you have to ask me. At number 6 spot we have Eurosat Can Coaster. I really love the old Eurosat, but I also really love what they have done to the new one. This one is super smooth and it has that French Can theming, theme to this dance, and it's just great themed and such a great overall package with the theming. The spiral lift hill is so much improved now, with French building in the middle of the ride and even the Eiffel Tower at the top. And then the ride itself have a amazing onboard audio also, and the layout provides some decent lateral forces and some good airtime also. The layout isn't the most interesting thing about this ride, for me at least, but I have to say the overall package of this ride is incredible. At number 5 spot we have Silver Star. There really isn't anything wrong about this coaster other than a rattle in the bottom of the first 2 drops. But you might expect it higher, but I just like some other rides better. But this is a good ride with some good floater airtime. I especially like the second half from the mid-course brake run and then the rest. That is amazing. Number 4 spot we have Arthur. This is a Mag Rides powered suspended coaster, and I thought this ride was incredible. The theming here is beautiful. There is a couple of screams there, but it's not fully screen based at all. There's many non-screen parts of this ride. That is what it's based on, and that is amazing. This ride is just so beautiful. It's so hard to describe, but you just get such a magical feeling riding this. At least that's what I did. Number 3 spot we have Piraten in Batavia. This is a world-class dark ride. It is one of the best ones that I've ever done. For the ones that I've ridden, I will compare this to Fata Morgana, but that's probably because it's a boat dark ride themed to some kind of village, where here it's a pirate village and in Fata Morgana is an Arabian village. But the effects here are so great and so innovative, and the theming is amazing. It's so detailed and the animatronics is amazing. Everything about this ride just is spot on and fits perfectly together. At number 2 spot we have the biggest surprise of this trip, Blue Fire. This coaster is not forceless at all. It's not super forceful either, but it's definitely not forceless. Yeah, the launch is the most forceful Mac launch that I've experienced. It has some great kick to it, and it really have a snap when it starts. The loop has some decent force on the bottom, and a great floaty feeling at the top. The horseshoe roll is great and whippy, and going up to the mid course you get some good laterals and airtime actually. Going down you'll get airtime again. The hardline roll here is amazing, one of the best inversions that I've ever experienced. Overall, I thought this coaster is absolutely incredible. Also, the overall package with the theming is great. The queue line is great, well themed, and the dark ride section here are top notch. One of the best dark ride sections for a coaster that I experienced. So overall, I really don't get the hate of this ride, and I thought it was incredible. At number 1 spot, we have Wodan Theme coaster. This coaster is incredible. It is really good. I already love GCIs, and this is one of the most well-paced ones. It is definitely one that provides the most sustained airtime. Yeah, some of those bigger hills here, you are just sustained floater airtime, and plus you have that chaotic feeling of a GCI. This ride is incredible. Also, the queue line is great, and it's so well themed. It has near misses and interacts with other coasters. This is pretty much a perfect ride. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know what is your top 10 or even top 20 rides at Europa Park. Bye guys.